Oh, this is so scary. It feels like the step van is tilting. Wow. Ah! It just fell off. Welcome, my friend. Seven Gray here. Thank you for joining me for today's episode. Apologize for the echo. I'm in an empty house, a rental house down in Lakeland, Florida today. Not going to be here much longer, at least crossing my fingers. But as you'll notice in the previous episode, and I'll link that above, I sort of had a breakdown in the step van, and apparently the thermostat valve has gone out, and so the engine's not cooling. It's overheating almost immediately within a minute or two of it starting up. So this morning I just got off the phone, 28 minutes on the phone with Progressive Insurance, because I have a tow package through them, the Roadside Assistance Program. And when I called in the order for the tow, they said, no, you don't have roadside assistance. I'm like, yes, I do. I'm looking at my policy. It's right here. 28 minutes for the guy to verify that I actually had it. Then he came back online. It was probably under a minute after that with just a few brief questions, and they're sending a tow truck right now. So I'm sitting here waiting. They're saying within the next 60 minutes, tow truck will be arriving here, taking me up to a mechanic. I'm traveling about 6.5 miles up to a mechanic who has the part, and he said he can work on it today. 2 hours labor, $80 an hour, that's $160 plus cost for the part and a little bit of coolant to go back in. He said under $200 I should be out the door sometime later today. So that's what I'm doing today, is I'm going to ride along in the tow truck, go up there to the mechanic shop, sit there for several hours while he does the work, and then hopefully, crossing my fingers, there's nothing else going on, and I'll be driving back down here. So this has put things behind just a little bit. Originally, I was planning on meeting with the new tenants tonight for the walkthrough inspection, handing them over the keys. I have a scheduled meeting tomorrow morning at the DMV to get my driver's license. So at this point, I'm planning on rescheduling everything. I'm planning on postponing the DMV, reschedule that for a day or two later, rescheduling the walkthrough inspection, and giving the keys to the tenant. So I think I'll just push that out by a day or two and get the step van back here. Things are pretty close to being done, and then I'll be hitting the road. So they say the tow service is going to take under 60 minutes to arrive. So I've been waiting, and 33 minutes in, I get another telephone call from another representative at Progressive. And so this guy's saying that they can't find a large enough tow truck to fit the step van, that the other service that they were sending out was just a standard tow service, which is odd because I was telling the guy to make sure, okay, this is 26 foot long, you know, the weight is yada yada, the height is this. And so I described everything in detail to the guy, but it just doesn't get transferred. There's a broken system here that's not working. So this guy says that he's got to call around and find a tow service that can actually tow my vehicle. So who knows? It could be 10 minutes, it could be 2 hours, it could be a half a day before he gets back to me and finds a company to tow the step van. Anyway, so I am sitting here. It is roasting hot today, super humid again. I'm in the step van right now. It's hot here. I'm going to go back inside. So I've sort of prepped the inside here, getting ready for the tow, trying to make sure that nothing's going to fall over and that everything is secured. So crossing my fingers that this is a smooth transition and that there's no problems. I have a status update. I just got off the phone with the tow company. They have a new tow company assigned, and he's familiar with the vehicle. He got all the specs from me. He said that his guy is on the way. So here shortly, in a few minutes, a big tow truck should be showing up. Hopefully there's no problems. Should be able to get it on the vehicle or behind the vehicle. I'm not sure what kind they're sending. And up to the mechanic 6 miles from here. Hopefully he doesn't need much time to get in there to pull that off and get inside and then swap out that thermostat. So should be a quick fix, and then be back on the road this afternoon. Crossing my fingers. Let's see how it goes. Well, just a quick update. This is just the story of my life. It's just rather almost amusing and comical. I called in originally at Progressive about 8:10, 8:12 this morning. It is 11:15, so that was 3 hours ago that I put in the call to Progressive, and it's just been delay after delay. I just called the tow company to find out their status because I've been waiting an hour since they called, and this is the second tow company, and he says the tow truck's still in Orlando. Orlando is an hour away. So he says it'd be about an hour before it gets here. So that would be 12:15, which means 4 hours from the initial call. So I'm not too impressed with Progressive's roadside assistance, at least not for commercial vehicles. My vehicle is registered and insured as a commercial vehicle. So anyway, that's just something to be aware of if you have Progressive commercial insurance and you're going for their roadside assistance. That could be an issue. I did try getting AAA for my step van, and they said they would not do towing on it, and they wouldn't do it under the RV packages or any other variation. They just said they won't tow a step van or offer that as a service. So anyway, that's the package I have. I'm happy that they are towing it and doing it, but this is a little crazy because the mechanic's been waiting since 8 o'clock this morning for the vehicle to arrive up there. So what can you do? As you'll notice, the step van is still sitting here. It has been over 4 hours now, and I just called Progressive to complain about the slow service. They called out to the tow service and they're told that it's another 30 or 40 minutes. So it's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 hours minimum before the tow service arrives here. To me, that's pretty slow in the service and pretty poor. I filed a complaint with Progressive for the manager to give me a call back regarding this because, you know, I think that they should at least have quicker turnaround than that. And it doesn't seem to me very smart to send a tow truck all the way from Orlando, which is an hour away, down here just to do a tow for 6 miles. That seems a little bit crazy. Anyway, so I'm still sitting here. It is getting overcast, and I think we're going to get rain here probably in the next 30 minutes to an hour. So this guy might be hooking up my rig into just blasting down rain every afternoon. It's just been pouring like crazy here. It is now 1:11. I called at 8:10. That's 5 hours ago for a tow, and I don't think the tow truck's coming. I'm on the phone now with Progressive trying to reach a supervisor to figure out what to do, but this is just rather ridiculous. Reminds me of the DMV call. So I don't know what's going to happen here. I'll keep you posted. Well, latest development, they have canceled the tow. So I've been waiting 5 hours. They just canceled that. They're starting over with a completely new case. So who knows what's going to happen now. Still on the phone here. They keep transferring me. They transfer me to a new agent. The other one said she couldn't do it, and so they've transferred me to a new one. She keeps assuring me that she can do it, but they've got to reschedule this and start completely over. It's pretty crazy. And I'm on hold again. I guess they're trying to get some sort of supervisor involved in expediting this and everything else, but it's just crazy. We're going on 5.5 hours now. I've been on the phone for 30 minutes now. Tow truck just arrived. He's on the phone with Progressive. I think they're going to tow me. This is a very large truck. Look at the size of that thing. It's absolutely crazy. It's huge. I just tried starting the step van so we can move it forward about 10 or 15 feet. It won't even start. The engine just barely turns over. It is sounding really bad. I'm very concerned that I've just destroyed the engine here in the step van. I don't know what's going on. So it may be much worse than just a thermostat valve. I don't know what's going to go on. I guess I'll just have to take it up to the mechanic and see. This is pretty crazy. We have the front wheels now on the platform here. You can see it. And he's going to be pulling forward just a few feet. Hopefully I don't fall off. This is really crazy. We've got to straighten out the step van so it's straight enough to get up this ramp onto the back of the truck. And I'm sitting here inside of this thing. He's creeping forward. He said to not do any braking. Oh, this is so scary. It feels like the step van is tilting. Wow. Ah!
it just fell off. Step van just fell off one wheel. This is perched down. Now he's lowering me down to the ground, but I fell off on one wheel. Here you can see one wheel fell off the edge. Alright, he's starting to tow me up on the ramp now. This is pretty scary. I'm going way up in the air, especially after last time where it fell off the edge. That was really scary. Here's what I'm seeing moving forward. A little bit weird. I guess we're done. We're going for a ride in the truck. Gotta shut the door here. Here you can see the step van getting loaded. I am freaking out. I'm just really worried that something major is wrong with the step van. Tried starting it up a couple minutes ago and it just would not start. Engine's barely turning over. It does not sound healthy. I'm seriously concerned something's wrong here. I don't know what to do. I guess I just have to be patient and find out. Going for a ride in the truck here. All right, here we go. He has to negotiate to back into this driveway that I'm standing in. So he has to back up in all this traffic here. Pretty crazy. I was talking to the tow truck driver on the way up here. I asked him how much it costs for him to come out from Orlando, driving all the way out here to do this, and he said it's about $450 is what Progressive is paying for this tow. That's just insane, crazy. I don't know why they couldn't get somebody local. He's doing a pretty good job here. He's got some talent, he's got some skills. Sort of hitting the trees up there. And he made it. So we just have to unload the thing now. It is just so sweltering hot out here. I don't know, it must be 95 degrees or something like this right now, and a bazillion% humidity. Just so hot. I'm just drenched and soaked and just sweat everywhere. And it's unloaded now. Off the ramp, parked back against the fence and the dumpster here. Hopefully, crossing my fingers, this is something simple, as simple as the thermostat valve. I really hope so, but it just did not sound healthy when I tried turning it over now, and so I'm just really concerned that there's something else going on. All right, everything's signed for. I gotta head inside and get this thing, get all the paperwork filled out, and see if he can work on it yet today since I'm so late. It is 3 o'clock. Mechanics are back here starting into the project. They just talked about what needs to be done. John's got his guy working on it. John's the owner here. I'm going to put a link down to their auto shop below so you can check out John's Auto and see, I guess we'll see how it goes. Well, it's now 5 o'clock in the evening. I've been here at the mechanics for a little over 2 hours now, and they pulled the part out pretty quick. It probably took the guy 20-30 minutes, something like that, pretty straightforward. The problem is the part that they ordered does not match it, and so they've been calling around. They got another part in they thought was the right one, still the wrong part. And the guy that's their parts guy uses a flip phone and can't receive photos through text messages or email. So we're sort of stuck trying to identify this part. A little crazy how this has just evolved into domino effect, snowball effect of just problem after problem after problem. And I still don't know once they install this, until we try to start it up, if that's exactly what was going on or if it's some greater problem. I'm really concerned that it's a greater problem, like a seized up engine, some permanent damage inside from having run for 8 or 9, 10 minutes for about 3 or 4 blocks distance and sitting at a traffic light. That's about how long it ran, with temperatures in the range of 230 to 250 degrees. So I've talked to the mechanics about that, running it for 8 to 10 minutes at that temperature, and they say they don't think that it would do any permanent damage to it. I'm hoping that they're right and it's not something major, but anyway, still a concern. We have a good news, bad news scenario. Latest update. they found the part. I have 2 printout sheets from the mechanic here, exactly the correct parts. The problem is his parts guy can't get it here till Friday, so we're trying to figure out a way to get it here earlier. And I made some calls around. I called Freightliner in Orlando, found out that the Cummins dealer down in Tampa, which is even closer, has the part available and in stock. So we're going to call in the morning when they open up at 7:30, see if we can get the part and see if we can get it the same day or next day delivery and get it here earlier rather than later. So this is to be continued. That's all I have for this exciting episode today. Just drama back to back. Oh, I should ask the mechanic to look underneath at the axle and front wheel, see if there's any damage there. That's all I have for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, saving the moment, and I'll see you next episode.